If you love stories filled with love, betrayal, and devastating truths, this one will linger long after you've finished it. The sound that woke me wasn't the soft ring of an alarm or the gentle hum of a hotel hallway. It was the sharp metallic twist of a key sliding into the door. My heart lurched. My breath caught in my throat. The red digits on the bedside clock glowed. 6:03 a.m. beside me, Noah was still asleep, his arm draped lazily over my waist, his breath warm against my neck. The faint morning light slipped through the curtains, turning the room into a hazy confession of what we'd done. But that sound, someone unlocking the door, it wasn't housekeeping. I knew that sound. My stomach dropped. It was Ethan, my husband. I barely managed to whisper, "Get up," before the door creaked open. And there he was, Ethan, the man I'd promised my life to 6 years ago, standing frozen in the doorway, staring at us. No shouting, no outburst, just stillness. His face was unreadable, his eyes locked on mine, then shifting to Noah's disoriented form tangled in the sheets. The silence was unbearable, thick enough to choke on. He didn't say a single word. He simply let the hotel key fall from his hand, the faint clink echoing through the room, and closed the door behind him. Quietly, deliberately, my entire body was shaking. Noah sat up, wide-eyed realization dawning slowly. "Was that your husband?" he whispered. I couldn't answer. My hands fumbled for my clothes, my thoughts a blur of panic and disbelief. How had he found me? I had covered every trace. I told him I was away for a weekend with college friends, even created a fake Airbnb listing to make it believable. Every lie had been rehearsed, calculated, flawless, or so I thought. But now it all crumbled in a heartbeat. When I finally made it home an hour later, Ethan's car was in the driveway. I expected shouting, tears, rage, anything. Instead, when I stepped inside, the house was empty. No note, no suitcase missing, nothing. Just silence. The kind that presses down on your chest until you can barely breathe. For 3 days, I lived in torment. I called, texted, begged for a response, but Ethan had vanished. He didn't go to work. His phone location was off. The only sign that he was still alive was a $3,000 withdrawal from our joint account. On the 4th day, I returned from the store and nearly dropped the bags when I saw him. He was sitting on the couch, calmly, scrolling through his iPad like nothing had ever happened. "Hi," he said, his voice even almost too normal. My throat burned. "Ethan, please, I'm so sorry. I don't even know where to start. Just please let me explain." He looked at me with the kind of quiet composure that frightened me more than any fury could. "How long?" he asked. That pause, my hesitation, was all he needed to hear. The truth was already written across my face. I sank to the edge of the table, the words tumbling out between sobs. "It started a few months ago. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I was lonely. You were so distant." And he lifted a hand. "Stop. I don't want excuses. I just wanted to see if you'd lie." His voice was calm, detached. Then he added softer, almost to himself. "I didn't go to the hotel to catch you. I went there to surprise you. You'd been stressed, so I booked a spa package for you. When I arrived, the receptionist said my wife had already checked in with a man." My heart dropped. I couldn't even form words. "I saw enough," he said simply. That was all I needed. He stood, grabbed his car keys, and said, "I'll be at my sister's for a few days. Don't call me." And then he walked out, leaving me surrounded by the wreckage of my own choices. The days that followed felt endless. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't think. I had shattered the one person who had always stood by me. Ethan wasn't just my husband. He was my safe place, my calm, the man who never stopped believing in me. And I had traded that love for a few hours of excitement. On the 6th day, I came home to find a manila envelope waiting on the counter. My hands trembled as I opened it. Divorce papers. No note, no message, just quiet finality. My heart broke all over again. I drove straight to his sister's house. She looked at me with pity, but let me in. Ethan was sitting on the patio, a mug of coffee in his hands, his expression unreadable. "I know I don't deserve this," I began, my voice shaking. "But I need you to know it wasn't about you. It was me. I was selfish, stupid, and blind. I see that now. I miss you. I love you." He didn't speak for a long time. Then he finally said, "I believe you. I believe you're sorry. But love isn't just words. It's the choices we make. And yours are already made." I felt tears spill down my face. "Please," I whispered. "Besides, softly, you can stay for dinner." Just dinner. It wasn't forgiveness, but it was something a flicker of what once was. We ate quietly, spoke about ordinary things, his niece's ballet recital, my work. Meaningless chatter filling the space where love used to live. When I reached for his hand, he pulled away gently. "I'm not there," he said, "and I don't know if I ever will be." 2 weeks later, I woke to a message from him. A photo, Ethan smiling beside another woman, her hand resting on his. No caption, no explanation, just a truth I could no longer deny. He had moved on. In that moment, I understood. This wasn't vengeance. It was consequence. I hadn't just betrayed him in a hotel room. I had burned a life we built together, destroyed a man's faith in love, and buried the future we were meant to have. The cruelest part was that I still loved him. But love can't undo the damage we cause. Sometimes I'm sorry comes far too late, and the person you want back has already learned to live without.